Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ava, ProWebWriter.com. If you notice, I have a change of venue today. It's a little warm upstairs to be broadcasting from there, so you'll probably see me sitting right here for my shows over the summer. Let's get to what we have for a long one, but we'll try to get through. There's going to be some screen sharing today and whatnot. So what we're going to be covering today is how to find out what's selling in the Kindle store. And this is for those of you who are mainly focusing on Kindle as a business, or if you want to know ahead of time how your book's going to sell in the Kindle store. I write a lot of nonfiction, so my nonfiction to fiction ratio is about 10 to 1. Like, I write 10 nonfiction books for every fiction one that I write. So with nonfiction, you can really get in there and drill down and find out what's selling in the store. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. You can also get an idea of how books in your genre, how many they're selling per day by their ranking in the store and things like that. I'll show you how to do that as well. The cool thing about this is that the tools we're going to be using won't cost you anything. In fact, the tools we're going to be using are the Amazon search features themselves and things like customer reviews and things like that are never going to go away. If you have ever been a part of the search engine optimization industry, then you know for a while Kindle had something that was called the keyword tool, and you could go in and you could find out how many searches were. So like if you had self-publishing was one of your main keywords for your website, you could go in and type that into the keyword tool and get a number of how many times that was being searched in Google, and it would give you an idea of which keywords you should optimize for. Would obviously be the ones that were selling the most. And a couple years ago, Google actually did away with that tool, so it's no longer available, and it kind of left the search engine optimization community scrambling for something, for an alternative to use. I mean, it really turned things upside down because it was a tool, it was a free tool, it was a tool that a lot of people use to get that search data that would move their website up in the rankings. So I know that's kind of irrelevant to self-publishing, but that is the cool thing about what I'm going to show you, is because it uses tools that Amazon is never going to do away with. Obviously, they're always going to have a search engine built into their web store, and they're always going to have customer reviews, because those are two things that, number one, they can't really do without. They need that functionality for their website, and number two, it's a big part of who they are and how they do business. So let's get into it. If you want to find a niche, definition of a niche would be it's a specialized but profitable corner of the market. And your niche is going to be, if you're an author, it's going to be, fiction is a niche, but there's also lots of subcategories under fiction as well. You might write thrillers or suspense, mystery, romance. So that's your niche. Whatever you write in your genre, basically genre is just another word for niche. So you can find profitable niches and what's selling using Amazon's search functions. So let's see, I've already said all this stuff here. Let me show you how right now. All right. Sorry, you know, look, we're already down this far. I have quite a few notes this week. All right, so I'm going to show my screen with you now, and we'll run over how we're going to do this. So here we go. Entire screen. Do it. All right, so here we go. Go over here. Let's head over to Amazon. All right. Y'all might hear the cats are like playing all over the place in the background. So if you hear any crying, there's laundry going. So if you hear any crashes and things, it's just them. I'm okay over here. All right, so here is Amazon. We want to get to the Kindle bestseller lists, and we're going to do that by hovering our mouse right here over Shop by Department and choosing from this list books and Audible. We'll go here to you can also click too, and it'll take you right. If you click this, you'll get this huge, big screen full of links, and you can go straight to it from here by going down under. Could have sworn like it used to be right here in this list. They changed something? I mean, like it was there last week. All right, so I'm just going to use this. I'm going to hover my cursor over Shop by Department, go down to Books and Audible, and head over to Kindle Books. Now, if you noticed here in the left navigation, we now have a link for the Kindle bestsellers. I'm going to click that. We're going to take a look here how this works. All right, so what I'm looking at here is all the bestsellers for Kindle right now. So this is the overall bestsellers on Kindle. You see we've got two tabs here. We've got the top 100 paid, and then the top 100 free. The free are obviously perma-free books that are free all the time, as well as ones that are doing the free promo right now. If you click over to that, you'll see all the books listed here are free. And this is also a good way to go through every genre and grab the free books that you want to read. If you review books, this is a great way to go in and give independent authors some support. But there you see, and it's the top 100, and there's some pagination here at the bottom, and you click and it goes all the way over to, or up to 100. All right, so I'm going to show you how to drill this down and find out what is selling in the Kindle store. Obviously, overall here you can see the top 3 look to be fiction books. So fiction is huge, especially romance and that kind of thing. But like I said, I mainly work in nonfiction. That's what I like to write. So I'm going to click that genre over here, and as you can see, it'll go to nonfiction, and it's showing me again the Amazon bestsellers, the top 100 paid and top 100 free. And so all of these are going to be nonfiction titles. And as you might have noticed, the left navigation here changes as you do this, so you can even drill it down into a tighter niche. I mean, every one of these over here, every one of these categories that you click over here is going to have an entire list of subcategories. So if you're into writing mystery, thriller, and suspense, you're going to see these subcategories here: crime fiction, mystery, suspense, and thrillers. And again, you're going to get the same that same top 100 paid and top 100 free. Okay, just wanted to go over that, and that's for any niche that you write in. If you do romance, same deal, and you're going to see that the lists vary in length for the subcategories, but that most genres have more than 10. So, all right, so nonfiction. I'm going to drill this down. I like to write nonfiction that is not self-help, but like how-to things and business, not so much education and reference. And sometimes it's hard to find. Like you would know, like if you have searched for categories when you upload a book to KDP, that finding where it fits in the scheme of all of these crazy genres can be difficult. Just taking a sip of coffee there. For example, in my previous videos, I've showed you a few conspiracy books that I've written, and those fit under, I believe, here, and I might be wrong. Sociology research, I can't remember. So, I can't remember, but I mean, it is drilled down so crazy, and it's not even like where you would think it would be either. Anyway, yeah, it gets pretty crazy. All right, so let's talk about how you tell which books are selling well. Obviously, the ones in the top paid list are selling quite well. Let's take a look. Let's just go down a little further in the list and take a look at some of these books here. Now, the way to tell what's selling is obviously you need to go click on it, and if you scroll down here, you'll see after the product details, you're going to see which categories that book is ranking in and its overall rank paid in the Kindle store. See here, this one is number 936 paid in the Kindle store, which is quite well, and it's number 1 in these 3 categories. And it gives you the navigation for those categories as well. It shows you how to get to them from basically the front page of Amazon. So once you get down, obviously a good way to tell how the book is doing overall is to check out the reviews. Now, it's pretty much a well-known fact that a lot of authors will pay for reviews for their books. I would never suggest doing that. Amazon will find you out, and they will crack down on your titles that have paid reviews. I suggest that if you want to do, to get reviews non-organically, that you do a review exchange type situation. But anyway, the way to tell is if you go right here, you can look at 5-star reviews. You can look at the reviews separate. So you can look at 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. Now, here's the deal. 1-star reviews are going to be people that were passionate about what the book did not deliver. 5-star reviews are going to be people that are passionate about how good the book was, what the book did deliver. 3-star reviews hit right in the middle, and it's going to be a quick way to find out what was good about the book and what was bad. So if you're kind of limited on time, or if you don't really want to spend a lot of time reading through, like you see here, 50 reviews and 13 reviews, you can hit the 3 stars, and it should give you a good general idea of what was good about the book and what the book was missing. This allows you to write a better book. Basically, that's your number 1 priority if you're looking at doing Kindle as a business, is to deliver good books. You're not just doing this quick and dirty to make money. You want to deliver a good product. So if you're writing a similar book, obviously this is a novel type book, but let's see, for example, if I wanted to write a book on, I'm just going to search one really quick. Now that we've got it, this is how you find, we've pretty much gone over how you want to find your best sellers here, how to find out what's selling. So I'm going to just look for a book on self-publishing on Amazon. I don't want one written by Amazon. Let's see, self-publishing for beginners. Let's take a look here at this, self-publishing for beginners, which is free right now, so you could just, run right over here and grab it, which I think I'm going to do while I'm sitting here. saw myself click this. Did you see me click it? I saw me click it. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So let's take a look here how this one's doing here in the store. Now, you can see, and eventually this is probably a video I'll do in the future, how to upload your file and how to fill out all of the areas so that you're pulling in organic traffic for everything. All right, so it's free right now, 57 pages. Let's take a look here. Learn how to create, publish, and market your very own ebook today. Free for a limited time. This book is regularly $4.99. All right. He's doing pretty well. Let's take a look at the reviews. I'm going to do 3-star reviews. And again, if you really want to know what was missing from the book, I definitely suggest to check the 1-star reviews. That's how, if you decide to write a book about how to publish, how to self-publish a book, you're going to be able to do it better than this guy. And he's doing fairly well. At his ranking, he's probably selling 5 of these books a day. So, and at $4.99, that's not chump change. So let's take a look at the 3-star reviews really quick. Skimmed over major areas of importance and turned into an infomercial. All right. So it sounds like in his book that he's doing a lot of trying to sell people some type of service, or a lot of pointing to his website and that sort of thing. Basic errors in the book. Again, when you're putting out self-published book, you want to make sure that it's been proofread well. Let's see, I would probably have bought this book for 99 cents, but would not spend $2.99 unless it was revised. The book has promised the author simply needs to do a serious revision on it. So this is a great review because this reviewer tells you exactly what was wrong with the book and what needs to be added. And they were obviously pleased with something in the book because they said the book has promise. So that's a plus. Let's see. Good ideas, but the grammar and spelling mistakes were hard to ignore. Again, you never want to have bad grammar and spelling mistakes if at all possible. No book is going to be completely perfect and error-free, but it should be very close. Again, poor spelling. I mean, you can usually, just kind of skim these and find out what the problem is. Good for absolute beginners, not so much for those who want to get better. Well, excuse me, and the book says that it's for beginners, so I really hate it when somebody writes me a not great review because the book was beginners when there's beginners in the title. Good guide for beginners, but for someone who stresses proofreading, he should take his own advice. All right, so you can see the big problem with this book was not the content in the book, but rather the delivery of that content. Let's take a look at the 1-stars just to see if there's anything more that we can gather from that tells us if there were any steps or anything like that that was missing from the book. Let's see, again, sloppy piece of work, spelling and grammar are atrocious. I would hate to pursue the road to self-publishing and have to use this book as a roadmap. Worthless, error-riddled advertisement. Again, he's probably pointing to a good bit of his, looks like he's trying to sell something called Kindle Money Mastery. And the whole thing is an ad for Kindle Money Mastery. I don't know what Kindle Money Mastery is, but if it tells you that putting spam like this on Amazon will make you rich, it's definitely not worth the money they're asking. The proof is in the pudding. The product was a waste of time. KMM is a waste of money. So it sounds like he either has put together his own program or is using this book to promote this Kindle Money Mastery program. which, I mean, there's a huge boom, and, you know, part of the things that I'm following as well, there's a huge boom for Kindle publishing right now. So, you know, everybody's trying to cash in on the cash cow, but if you're not putting out a product of quality, you might as well just not even, I mean, you're soiling the market and turning people off. So, all right. So for a good niche, let's talk about what's the combo that you're going to be looking for. Again, you can find out a good niche by, you want to look for 3 books that are at least 60 days old. Now, you can find out when the book was published in the product details, I believe. Maybe not. Used to be in the product details. Here we go. Publication date right under the description. This one's just over a year old. So 3 books at least 60 days old. In the top 10, so you only have to look at the top 10 of the bestsellers. So let's head back over there and we'll look at an example of this combination. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Slow today. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so we want to write some nonfiction, and I'm going to write some nonfiction about computers and technology. So let's take a look at what's in the top 10. So we want 3 books in the top 10, and I'm not going to go through all these, but let's take a look at like this one. Okay, and it's 60 days old. It was published November 10th, 2014. And I'm looking for a seller rank under 15,000. And that you're going to look for right here. Amazon bestsellers rank is at 1360. So this one definitely qualifies. And what that tells me, if I can find 2 other books at least 60 days old in the top 10 seller rank that are under 15,000, this niche is plenty big enough to support smaller books like the ones that I would be writing. All right. So there's also a combination or a formula that you can use for the sales rank that will tell you how many books this dude is selling per day. And how you do that is you take this seller's rank right here, this 1,360, and divide it by 100,000, and that tells you how many sales per day that book is selling. Let's try it. Y'all know that I'm horrible at math. Let's give it a try just for fun. All right, so I'm going to take 100,000. I'm going to divide it by 1360. And let's see. So he's selling, this tells me he's selling 73 to 74 books a day at $9.66, and he's getting, if he published this himself, he would be getting 70%. Obviously, Princeton University Press is going to be taking a portion of his royalties, but this dude would be making fairly good money, or these gentlemen here, off this one book. This book appears to be a textbook, and it's also 762 pages long too. So, but that's how you figure out how many books they're selling per day. There's also, and I'll put a link in the description to this, there's also a website that has this stuff, that has a calculator for it. And as you can see, the link's a little crazy, so I'll put this in the description, but you can use this also to find out how much a book is making, to give you an idea that if you can match their whatever, if you can match their success, you can make the same amount. There's also another site, and it went offline, and I'm not sure if it's back yet. No, still not back. That one was really cool, but it went offline. Anyway, I'll put the link to that in the description, as well as that formula, just so it's there. Let's see what else. Next week. Next week, I'm going to talk about a little about working from home and what I do working from home, just to give you an idea. I'm done here, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. But yeah, next week I'll talk to you a little about working from home, what I do working from home, the different sites that I use to earn income, and that kind of thing, for those of you that are interested. Let's see. Oh, and I asked the question last week. It was, and I said I would answer it this week. It was if I upload a new file to an existing book. So like I have an old book that my first one that I self-published was called WordPress Websites for Writers, and I published that in early 2011, I think. If I update the file, so if I go into that book in my bookshelf in my KDP dashboard, if I go into it and I upload a new book file and wait through the publishing process and everything, will the people that bought it before be notified of the change and be able to download the updated book for free? Because I know I've had some books in the past where I got an email, or like when I went to open that book again, it would notify me in some way. It was an email, I think, that I could download and update. Like I had one of them was like the World Almanac I had that was updated. Anyway, so I wanted to know if I updated the file of that book, if all the people that bought it would get the updated version of the book. The answer is probably most likely no, because Amazon only notifies of an update if they deem the file has changed enough. So you kind of have to rely on them to decide whether the book's changed enough for them to send out an email and notify everyone that's bought or downloaded that book. All right, book sales. Let's take a look at. I'm not going to share my screen again. I'm just going to go over and take a look and see what it says really quick. Everything started over, so yesterday wasn't showing anything, and I'm still not. I had sold a few more copies of everything. It wasn't anything phenomenal, but it's not showing any data for April yet. So book sales are there, but you know, nothing phenomenal going on. So yeah, tune in next week for what I do working from home. I know y'all are so interested, but if you're caught in a miserable job that you hate and you want to get out, I can tell you how you can do that in a few simple steps. So we'll talk about that next week. One more thing I wanted to share, there's a couple of virtual free conferences going on the month of April. Won't cost you a thing. Self-publishing that you can get in on and find out some really useful information from people that are out there in the thick of it, getting stuff done in the self-publishing industry. And I'll put links to both of them in the description. It's the Self-Publishing Summit 2015 and Indie Recon, and both of those are free. The other thing I was going to link to in the description was that calculator. And I want to put the information about the formula. What else did I say I was going to put in there, y'all? Help me out here. You know, it's on one of these post-it notes. I think it was this. Yeah, the formula, and there it is. That's the one I need. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. I know y'all are just having a ball sitting here watching me go through my post-it notes. But yeah, so put all that stuff in the description for none of the people who watch my web show. Don't forget, membership over at Pro Web Writer is open and free right now. I did sign up one member over the last week, so that was kind of cool. Welcome to her. And I guess that's about it. I really hope to hear from you. If this is helping you at all, like, subscribe, all of those wonderful things. Would love to see some more views coming in from my channel. And I look forward to interacting with y'all. And I hope you'll contact me and we can get together and really create something great. And that's going to do it for this week. I'll see you next week. Yes, I'm a day late this week too. But anyway, I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Pro Web Writer is out.